Thank you for tuning in to Tideland News in association with the Carteret News-Times as we cover the Swansboro Board of Commissioners' decision on the Flybridge project development. In the Swansboro Town Hall, various testimonies were given. First, those involved with the development of Flybridge pled their case for its approval by the Board of Commissioners.
At a lit intersection with infrastructure already in place, a walkable design that supports town-wide mobility, and off-site traffic improvements.
Then the Swansboro citizenry presented their counter-argument, calling for the denial of Flybridge.
Over the past 9 years alone is over 100%.
Or is the land use map to be updated so that blah, blah,
After many citizens shared their reasons for denying the project, it was time for the board's decision to either deny the land use amendment and rezoning for Flybridge or approve it.
The motion to deny is passed.
After the motion to deny, the town hall filled with Swansboro citizens rejoiced. And our own Tideland News reporter Caleb Lighty stopped to discuss the decision with Swansboro's Mayor Bill Justice and Lauren Brown, founder of Common Sense Swansboro.
All right, I'm here with Swansboro Mayor Bill Justice. Mr. Justice, we just got done here. We decided to deny the Flybridge proposal. Sir, walk me through just your initial thoughts here after we get done. Is this a decision that you're happy with? What are your thoughts there?
Yeah, I'm happy for it. Back in February, I was the deciding vote for the project not to be approved, and so they waited those 6 months and came back and reapplied. And just based on our community and the availability of funds for our state roads and our county schools, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. It would increase our population by about 20% in one fair swoop, and you know that of a town of 4,000 people, that could really stress the system out.
I want to ask you about this. As people continue to come here and settle, population continues to grow in the surrounding area there in Hubert, but also here closer to home in Swansboro. Developments like this is, it started with Flybridge. More developers are going to come here and try to develop and push proposals your way. What do you say to that and those future developments as they come your way in the future?
Well, I'm actually, believe it or not, pro-growth. I'm on a committee called the Jacksonville Economic Development Committee, and that's to promote growth in the county. And we just need to approach it a little bit differently, maybe get the property rezoned first and purchase it as such so you don't have to go through the rezoning process. If it was a purchase for the use that they wanted, it would have probably been a little bit easier to approve for them. But we're going to grow. We're all about growth. We want to grow, but we want to do it the right way, sustainable. We've got some intersections that are stressed. So, that's the main thing. The safety of our population is where we're going with this. We don't want to lose our culture and our charm, but also the safety on the roads.
For the county use plan, I know a lot of folks mentioned to address it, make some tweaks to it. Some things they really like, some things they don't. Where are you standing on that, and where do you plan to take the county use plan?
Well, so the Common Land Use Plan was originally written in 2009, revised in 2019. They're a living document, and they're meant to be revised every 5 to 10 years. So we're 2019, we're 6 years in. Time to start looking at the process. You don't want to do it rapidly at the spur of the moment to satisfy a need. You want to do it right. It takes about $100,000 year and a half to do it with community engagement and community meetings. So to do it for this one development would have been a rush situation, and it wouldn't have been good. It wouldn't have been done right. So if we're going to do it, we'll allocate the money from our budget and then do it the right way.
Is there an expectation for a date when that might be completed?
No, we've got, we're 6 years in. So we've got 4 more years, really. There's no set guideline, but that's just the general ballpark figure that you're supposed to.
I wanted to ask you about this. The civic engagement through this whole process, start to finish, has been immense. Civic engagement, can you speak to that and just talk about how much that means to you, having all these citizens here getting involved with an issue like this?
It does. It means a lot because, myself as well as some other commissioners on the board ran on a platform of community engagement. So to see the boardroom filled to capacity and having overflow outside to not violate the firewalls is good. We wish it was on a little bit more positive note than this. This was not the note that we would really like to have it, but we stay pretty engaged with our town. We're a small town, so we get to see each other on a regular basis. So that helps promote the engagement, which is a really positive thing. The more, as we see in our national scene, when you don't talk about things, whether you agree or disagree, you're going to have problems. If you don't agree, that's fine, but it's nothing personal. This was just a matter of business and what we thought was right for the town at this time. Maybe it might be right in a couple of years for them to come back.
As far as the civic engagement that we've had here, do you hope to see more of that continue, even if it's on low-key small things, that aren't so hot button like Flybridge was? What are your expectations
Just
for that?
day-to-day operations of the community. Anything, whether it's public recognition. We have a recognition program where we recognize some of our high school athletes and things of that nature. So anything that gets the public engaged, whether it's a civic group that wants to come and do a presentation, all about any kind of engagement that we can get, hopefully on a positive note, but you have to deal with the good and the bad. So
I want to ask you about this. Do you think some of this engagement came from the PACs like Commons in Swansboro? Where do you think a lot of that's coming from?
A lot of it did. I think a lot of it came from that, and a lot of it from people that live in the town, that care about the town. There was a lot that live on the outskirts of the town, which aren't per se in the town, but they are in our community. They don't pay taxes necessarily to the town. They pay county taxes, but they are part of our community as well. They use our stuff, so we got to look out for the whole greater good.
Lauren, we just got done here. Flybridge has been denied. First thoughts there?
Relief. And I mean, the board said their reasoning was that they heard the will of the people, and that was the goal of Common Sense Swansboro, to sort of galvanize that effort. Rightfully so. I mean, it's against the land use plan, all of the reasons. That's why we're here till whatever time it is, past 9 p.m. There were a lot of reasons to vote against it, and they listened, so I'm very grateful for that.
I was very impressed to see how everybody gathered around the Commons in Swansboro. A lot of people are referring to it now as a PAC, or a political action committee. Do you have a comment about that kind of name, or that kind of? We
actually aren't a formal organization. We're not even a 501c3 nonprofit. Mostly because I have a full-time job. This is my 5 to 9. I joke. But no, we don't have a political action committee, but we are hosting a candidate forum October 6th. Actually, Jimmy Williams, the Tideland News editor, is going to be moderating it.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that. That's going to be a lot of fun. It is very interesting to see, because you guys are taking those strides, but you're still managing to stave off that label, but I do find it very interesting just the amount of impact you guys are having, even though y'all don't have that PAC, that political action committee label, just the effect that you've had, especially with Flybridge. Do you think a lot of it has, in my opinion, I've seen so much of it spur out of those meetings that you guys are having here in town. But what else do you think is just driving this? Do you think it's just social media? What else is bringing everybody to the table? What do you think?
I think, I guess I hope that what people see is that they can make a difference in their local communities by being more involved. I think traditionally not a lot of people come to town meetings. I mean, they're pretty boring and stuffy, but I think especially with this, they see the importance that if they show up and if they speak their mind and use their public comment to say how they feel, they will be heard. That's pretty powerful, because somebody made the comment that at the federal government level, it's very hard to make that same effect. So hopefully, there's more of that. And I mean, sure, I would love to dream about Common Sense Swansboro becoming a bigger thing. I'm fine with it being sort of just a grassroots outlet, a way for people to be educated on local government decisions and policy, and just having it be that.
That's fantastic.
I am hopeful that, we talked about the need to redo the land use plan, and that we already have people engaged and ready to contribute, and they see the importance also of their contributions. So I am hopeful that, it doesn't just end with this decision tonight, that there is a runway of other engagements and reaching out to the county, reaching out to DOT, reaching out to our school boards.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I guess I should say congrats, because you guys worked so hard to bring everybody together, making buttons, putting out signs, getting the advertising out. This is fantastic. Definitely a win for you guys. So I think a congratulations is in order, and we can't wait to see what you guys do next. So thank you.
I appreciate that.